Well, hello. Welcome to Friday Night Live, or not Friday night, Thursday Night Live. This is Sandy with Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. And I've had some chats in the chat already. And Matthew is here. Julie is here. Jules is here. Anybody else pop in? And Teresa is here. Hello. Busy day today. I am setting up for, we have a big holiday sale tomorrow and Saturday. Hundreds and hundreds of people come to it. And so I have a really nice spot. So a whole bunch of the day I was setting up for that. And then I had a Zoom meeting. I actually got a grant in Wyoming to teach. It's creative aging grant. And so I will be teaching this spring to seniors at our library. And so they had a little Zoom meeting, answer questions, things like that. So that was pretty fun. But tonight is a seriously fun topic. Seed catalogs. Teresa, thank you. It's the first time I applied for this grant. I actually applied for 2 grants, but I got one of them. So I was happy about that. And I love teaching seniors. They have a different perspective than really young people, which I like. I like teaching anybody, but they have a different perspective. And so many times I hear, I didn't realize I could do this. And that just warms my heart. Ways Homestead. Hello. How are you two? Yay. So anyway, my all-time favorite catalog. This is from Baker Seeds. I just got this the other day. This one is their big one, so you do have to purchase this one. Well, they have a smaller one that they will just send you. Or, of course, you can order online. But what do I do? What's my process when I get seed catalogs? Now, in the chat, if you get a lot of seed catalogs, pop those names in there. There might be somebody that is looking for a certain seed and they're just having a hard time finding it. Because different catalogs will have different things. Now there's pretty standard certain tomatoes or beans or something like that, but every single seed catalog will have their little special things. And Penny is in here. Hello, Penny girl. How are ya? So this is the only one I got so far this year. And how thick that is. I think they said this year it has 500 pages. Now I used to get just tons and tons of catalogs. I would order them, but then I decided I didn't really want them having to waste that paper when I might not order from them. So now I just get the ones from the people that I regularly order from. Saving some trees. So every seed catalog you will glean information. Sometimes it's just the way it's written. Sometimes it's just a new little technique or something. But Baker Seeds, which is rareseeds.com, has been my favorite seed company for many, many years. And when I first get this, I just sit down and I go through the entire book. And you can see how I dog-ear those pages? Now am I gonna buy all those things? No, probably not. But this is my start. When I get a seed catalog, I'm just going to go through and dream. I am going to just anything that I think might be possible. I'm going to dog ear. Some people use paper. Some people use a lot of different things. Maddie is here. Girl, how are ya? But we are only about an hour from Baker Seeds. Someone usually gives us a whole seed catalog. My favorite catalog is Southern Exposure Seed Catalog. I do like that one too. And Carlene is here. Hello, how are ya? Carlene, am I remembering right? Are you from Kentucky? Maybe that's not right at all. Oh, thanks, Teresa. Tracy put in Pathways Homestead. Awesome. So the first thing I do, so I'm just going to go through. One thing that they changed a few years ago with their catalog, it used to be all the vegetables were in front and all the flowers were in after that, and they went in alphabetical order. But now the flowers and the vegetables are mixed together. I have to tell you, I like it better that way. I do. It makes me stop and look at the flowers more, where before I was just probably looking for certain ones and I would just skim over all of them, the rest of them. But this way, I can really enjoy everything. Now, one of the things I like about seed catalogs, especially this one, is they give you a lot of information and they give you a lot of history. So sometimes it'll tell you that they first had the seed in a catalog in 1842. Or this seed comes from this country. It's just really, she is from Kentucky. Or not, I can't remember why I thought I was remembering that. Huh, that's fun. And they always have stories about things that they do, and they have great photos. And that's part of the enjoyment. Most catalogs I get are free. But this I'm willing to pay the $14 and some cents because I literally glean so much information from that. Then the other thing that I do with catalogs is I like to, when I finally get my final selection, I like to actually cut those pictures out. And then I put them in a notebook and I'll say when I planted them, things like that. But before you order out of these seed catalogs, there's things you got to do. I know it can be just like Christmas and you just want to order everything, but you don't want to do that. You want to go through your seeds that you have from last year, because there's no reason to order a tomato that you have if you already still have that package. And a lot of seeds will last many, many years. Now, carrots and parsnips are probably the ones that last the least amount. Well, and I shouldn't say that they don't work at all. Their germination rate for that packet just goes down farther. So you have to put more seeds in there so that you can get that germinated. My channel is Kentucky Woman, but YouTube has changed it to just my name. But when you post on your channel, does it say Kentucky Woman? Because on chats anymore, they're just going to write your little at, like your little short name. It's not necessarily going to say your whole channel name anymore. And I mean, that's okay. It was kind of weird at first when I realized that was happening, because I thought, well, that's not not their channel name. But then it's, they're just changing up so it's shorter. Girl. Yeah, it's a handle thing. Yeah. Go to your account and you can change that. Penny, just a little something to buy some seeds from. Thank you. You are so, so sweet. It was just Penny's birthday not too long ago, the other day. Everybody can tell her happy birthday. I wrote it on my calendar now because I didn't know what it was before. It was December 5th. So everybody can say happy late birthday. I appreciate that, Penny. That's very sweet of you to do. So after I go through my seeds, then I'm going to go, well, I don't need to buy this seed because I still have plenty in that packet. If there's something new that I want to try and I know I will never use that many seeds, I'll just phone some of my garden friends or family. You could phone and say, hey, I want to order these seeds. Would you like to share a packet with me? And a lot of times people will do that because they're thinking the same thing. They just want to try it, but they don't really want to buy a whole packet. Not that seed packets are that expensive. But when you start ordering 10 or 20 or 30 packets, I mean, it adds up. And so I go through the seeds that I have, because I have little drawers with all my seeds. And if I still have that, I'm not going to order it out of the catalog. If I can go down to my seed bank, because we have one in Gillette. I don't know if they have one in Yuma. I'll have to do some research about that. I won't buy those seeds if I can get them for free, because why would I? No. That's right. Penny has a heart of gold. She says, I'm just God's messenger. She has a heart of gold. This is totally true. So, if I don't already have it, and I can't get it at a seed library, and there's not somebody I know, one of my gardener friends that have some that I could just try a few seeds, then I'm going back to my catalog. And it's like, okay, I'm okay with this. So I'm okay with ordering that one. And so I will start my order. I start my order, but I don't send it the first day. Even when I'm ordering online, it'll sit there. It's not like it's going to go away. They want you to order. It's not going to disappear. And I think you're always better if you want to wait a day or two before you start spending your money. So I'm going to wait a couple days. And if I'm still happy with that entire order, then I'm going to put my money down and I'm going to do that order. Now, what are you going to do when you get those seeds? I am going to put them with my other seeds. I'm going to figure out, okay, I have to plant these ones indoors early. These other ones can be planted in the ground, so I don't have to do anything with those right now. Ann Dale, how are you? Doing okay, girl? I was very sad about your sister, and you know we love you. So I hope you're okay. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. Ann and I are peas in a pod. We've always said this for, gosh, Ann, have we known each other now? Are we going on 6 years now? It's got to be close, 5.5 maybe. Yes. I'm not going to say anything more about Ann. That's her story to tell. So, so you got your order. You place your order. Then you're waiting for that mailman. Some seed catalogs will let you track where your seed order is at any given time. Most of them will send you an email that says it's shipped, but then you're still waiting on that post office or the UPS or however that seed company is mailing them. Oh my gosh, Xander's in. Hello, hello, hello. I have not seen you for a while. This is just so fun that so many of my friends are in here tonight. Teresa, thank you. This is Ann Dale's YouTube channel. Always check her out. She has Tuesday. She has this beautiful theme every single Tuesday morning, and you will just love it. So once you've gotten them and you've separated them, and what you're going to have to plant inside, what are you going to wait till later? If you are lucky enough to have a greenhouse or even just heating mats, you can start those much earlier. A cold frame will help you once they're big enough to move outside. Sometimes I just put small cold frames up just to heat that soil up, because there's a lot of things you can plant way before it's the last frost date if you have some kind of protection for it. And so that's just something you need to do. Now, not everybody is going to start their vegetables or their flowers from seeds. That's just the way it is. Not everybody's going to do it. But even if you don't do it, there's no reason why you can't read a seed catalog, because you will learn things. Like, look at these gorgeous leeks. Are those massive or what? I've grown their leeks. I love leeks anyway. I do. Sometimes I buy them just from seed. If I do, I get them from Baker Seeds. If I don't, I buy them from Dixondale Farms, and they ship them and they're live plants. Haas does that. There's some other companies that do onions and leeks. And it kind of gives me the advantage, if I don't have time to start them with seeds myself, buying those live plants, it gives them that jump start. And because in Wyoming, my season is not as long as other people, and I want to be able to harvest and enjoy those leeks. Now, a note about leeks. So when you pull your leeks up, you're going to trim off most of that green. So you're probably having a whole bunch of white, a little bit of green, and you trim those roots a little bit, really close to the edge, but don't cut that basal plate. You can literally put those in a Tupperware container in your refrigerator. I usually put a paper towel on the bottom, and they will stay in your refrigerator 3 months, 6 months. I have some that I left in there just to see if they would last the whole time I was in Arizona. So we will see when I get back how they are, because it says 6 months. I'm not gone 6 months. So we will see. They taste like a mild onion. It's a little bit different taste than an onion. I guess I would probably say more smooth, sometimes the onion can be very sharp and powerful, but a leek is not like that. Sandra's right, it doesn't make you cry, but potato leek soup is one of my favorite all-time soups ever. And it is just so tasty. It doesn't matter what time of the year that you make it. It is so good. You can buy leeks in the store too, but they are not as good as when you grow them in the garden at all. And Cora is here. Girl, how are ya? How many subscribers are you up to now? That's right. Potato leek soup is so good. Now, I like a lot of potato soups. I like potato cheese. I like potato, and you add just all kinds of stuff to it. But potato leek is just beyond. Oh, good. 204 subscribers. Yay, yay, yay. That is so awesome. Oh, thanks, Teresa. Look this is Cora's YouTube channel. Yes. Now, back in Wyoming, I have a little tiny hydroponics here, but I have a big hydroponics back in Wyoming. And if there are seeds that I have a tough time starting sometimes, I'll start them in my hydroponics too. I can always move them outside. Though when you move them outside and they have been in hydroponics, you seriously have to keep that soil so wet for a while, because it's used to being in water, right? And so if you just can keep that soil very moist, a nice temperature, even if you have to cover that with a little hoop or something for a while until they get used to everything, they will just grow fabulously for you. Sandra says potato leek is not as heavy as potato soup. That is true. Regular potato soup can be really thick. Not that potato leek isn't thick, but it's not like the other regular potato soup, especially if you're putting cheese in potato soup. But if you haven't tried it, oh my gosh, it's just beyond words for me. I just think it's the best soup ever. Now, some things when you're You're waiting for your seed catalog to come. Things you can do. You can take all the pots that you're going to start inside and clean them, because you should really get them some soapy water, put just a touch of bleach in there, and just clean them all up, rinse them very well, and then dry them very well. Then you can stack them back together until you're ready to plant. What kind of seed mixture are you going to do? Now, some people swear by soilless seed mixes. There are some advantages to them, but I also think there's some disadvantages to them, because if you are not right on it when those second set of leaves come on, because a seed, when it starts to grow, it has enough energy until it gets the true leaves. That's those second set of leaves. It has enough energy, nutrients. You don't have to do anything to it. But if you're in a soilless mixture and you are not going to start feeding that plant, you will get some stunted plants. You will get plants that die. You will get plants that get fungus. So you just have to be kind of careful with that. But that's okay. Those are just things to learn. When you're starting your seeds, have you ever started your seeds and then all of a sudden there's this white moldy stuff on the soil and you're going, crap, I got to throw my seeds out, my plants up? No, you do not. That mold, that white moldy kind of stuff, will not hurt your plants at all. I literally just take my finger and wipe it off. To help stop that, if you have a fan that just goes back and forth, gives it a little vibration, makes that air move a little bit more, it's rare that you're going to have that. If you're having a problem with gnats when you're starting your seeds that you got from your catalog, you can put a layer of sand on top of your soil. Put it all the way around your where your little plant is coming up. You could use vermiculite, you can use perlite, but I'm going to tell you one other way. I did not know this until this week. I have what they call an ozone machine, and I just got it just not even a month ago. And I was actually talking to Angie about it, and she says, do you know it'll kill the gnats that you have in your house? And it's like, what? Now, I did use the ozone machine down here, but I didn't have any gnats, so I didn't know that that was something you could do. But if you're starting a lot of seeds, like on shelves or on tables, there's gnats that come out of that soil. That they're just in the soil that you buy. And then all of a sudden you got these little gnats going all over the place, and it's like, you don't want them. But if you already plan on using an ozone machine in your house anyway, Angie says it'll kill them all. So now I'm waiting for gnats so I could try it. But it's logical to me. An ozone machine, when it's doing that stuff with air, because you can't be in your house when the ozone machine is going. It's kind of like there's not oxygen in your house. Not the way that oxygen that we really breathe regularly. And so that's why you can't have pets in your house. You can't be in your house. And so I could see how it would kill the gnats. Sounds very logical to me. Cora says, I am growing pumpkin seeds right now, and it was really growing when I carved it out of my pumpkin. Now it's pretty big. Yeah, it's interesting how sometimes when you cut a vegetable in half or you're carving it, and there's seeds that are sprouting. I've seen it in apples. I see it in citrus all the time. Like if I leave my ponderosa lemons on the tree too long and those seeds start sprouting in there, which is kind of fun looking, but the lemon juice is not as good. It's kind of more sharp. And so I try to be very diligent and not leave it, because I used to just leave them on the tree until we would about go home. But it was a little more tart. Not that sharp. I shouldn't say tart, but sharp. It was a little bit different flavor, and I didn't like it as much. And so that was just something I do now. I just try to be very careful about that. Xander says boiled water before using the soil. I could see that. Yep. I didn't know you could plant things in the ground from your hydroponics. All I need to do is be sure and put a quarter Pepsi bottle over the top to keep it wet. That's true. Yeah. I've moved things from my hydroponics many, many times. And as long as I keep that soil very, very moist, I mean, all plants that when you're moving from inside to outside, there's a little bit of plant shock. That's why you harden off your plants. But when it's coming from the hydroponics, you can't really do that. And so I just make the soil super wet, very moist. And then I just gradually get it to where I'm just watering it regularly. And that seems to be fabulous. But back to our catalog. Every single year, I try to grow something that I've never grown before. Sometimes it's out of a Baker Seed catalogs. There's Jackie Clay. She writes for Back Home something. It's a homesteading magazine. She lives in Minnesota. She has a small seed company, and I order from her. And I like ordering from places that either tell me the correct zones that it's going to go. But if it's a company up north and it's when I'm growing in Wyoming and they're basically the same price, I will go with the catalog, or the catalog that is from up by where I live, just because I know when they're growing those things, it's more acclimated to my weather. And Jackie and her husband, their little seed company, they grow all that stuff. And so I figure if it can grow in Minnesota, it should be able to grow in Wyoming. And now, is that always true? Because some seed catalogs they have their farmers in different places in the United States. Yeah, I think it is Backwards Living. I like that magazine. I've gotten that for a long time. And Jackie writes a lot of articles in there, and she does a question and answer in there. She has some books. There's some videos that you can watch about her and her life, and it's really interesting. And so she's just a wealth of knowledge, and I like that she has a little seed company. But so I will go through my beautiful catalog, and I'll say to myself, what's one thing I've never, ever grown that, will I like it? I don't know, because I never grew it before. Sometimes it's just a different type, like a different type of tomato. But sometimes it is just like something I don't even know what it is. And it's like, okay, I'm going to try that. Now, the bane of my existence as a gardener are loofahs. I have tried to grow loofahs so many times. They start to grow. They grow for a while. They never get big loofahs. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if it's my soil, our cool nights in Wyoming. I don't know what it is. But I cannot grow loofahs. I've had people send me loofahs. Oh, yeah, you can grow this one. Yeah, no, I can't grow those ones. But if you have a loofah and you want me to try it, I will try it. Okay, this is one. I knew I could find it. This is called a basket flower, but it is different than most basket flowers that I've ever seen. Look at how beautiful that is. That is my one seed packet that I am going to grow that I have never grown before. And it's a beautiful flower. It's weird and it's funky and I like it. And it says that the plant can get 5 feet tall which is huge, and it can get 3 feet wide. I just think it's fabulous. And the flowers, though you can't tell from this photograph, are 3 inches across. So they're this wide. And that is just like, that is something I want to try to grow. Because I always want to try something. Yeah, and it's in a basket. That's right, a basket flower in a basket. You got them from Ginger at Not For Nothing. Oh, that's probably true. But did they grow for me? No. Why can't I grow lupus? I mean, I grow all kinds of squashes. I grow every vegetable that you can think of. But can I grow lupus? I don't know what the deal is. I should try growing them down here. Well, I'm not sure I ever tried to grow them in Arizona. But another thing you do while you're pondering what to order, depending on where you live in the United States, is you may want to work your soil. Did you clean all your tools when it was fall time? That's something you could do in the wintertime. I like putting small hoops up early so I can warm up the soil. You could put white or black plastic down. You could put a vinyl tablecloth down, and it would literally help warm up the soil. So there's things you could do while you're waiting to either place your order or waiting for your seeds to come. Because just because I can't plant until, my last frost in Wyoming is, they say May 20th, but really it's about May 15th, unless we're having an exceptional spring, because there have been springs that I planted in April and we never had frost, or such a light frost I could just easily just cover them. Okay, loofahs can be like tomatoes. For one of my sisters, she touches them and they die on her. Then again, my mother touches every plant and they die on her. I just don't know what the deal is. I'm gonna have to do some research, really, because there must be something in my soil or a lack of something in my soil. Or we have a lot of cool nights for a long time in the springtime into the summer in Wyoming. 40s, 45, 48. And that's just not really conducive to certain plants. They kind of just, they're not dying, but they're not growing either. And perhaps that's that. I don't know. But everybody, it's already past 30 minutes. Penny, thank you very much again. I so appreciate you're so sweet. And wish me well on my holiday sale tomorrow. I have to go early because I don't have everything tagged yet. But my booth looks really cute. And I went to video it before I left. And then all these people were talking to me. And I had to be back home to be on a Zoom for that grant. And I didn't get any film of that. So tomorrow morning, when there's nobody in there, I will film it and you can see what my holiday booth looks like. I really like it. So everybody have a great night. Thanks for taking some time and just, I appreciate it. And night, everybody.